What is going on, everybody? DJ Minds here, and in today's video we finally got the RTX A4000. So I did get a box of them. I'll show you that in a minute and talk more on that in just a second. But look how tiny this thing is, man. I don't know if you can see it. It actually looks really big on camera. It is not that large. Just to give you an idea of how tiny this little RTX 4000 is, on the left here is the EVGA 3060. Now, I thought the 3060 was small, and the 3060 Ti is going to be really similar to this. Look at this little thing, man. Isn't that crazy? Here's another angle, and yet again, another angle. So right off the bat, this thing is getting about 61 mega hash, which we'll get into in a few minutes, at 125 watts, plus or minus a couple watts, and the mega hash moves a little bit. This is non-LHR. Essentially, from my understanding, this card is a non-LHR 3070. The reason that I'm so excited to make this video is because I can't find anybody making videos on it. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It could be bad because, hey, how come nobody wants to make a video about it? Or it could mean that they're just too expensive and people don't want to buy them and they'd rather buy LHR cards. I paid $1,050 for each one. I did buy 8, as I said a little bit earlier. So here's the 8 that I bought. 2 of them are out because I'm showing you one and one's mining right now. But look at this packaging. I wish every company was like this when you get it from overseas. Look at this, dude. This is insane, man. That's some thick cardboard. That is not going anywhere. I wish that everybody would pack like this. I've ordered overseas before and the packing was nothing like this. Now, there is no box for these, as you can see, so I don't know if they're used or not. I mean, they're not an old card. Correct me if I'm wrong. They came out of April this year, but this is what it came in. This pretty much looks like the EVGA packaging. I mean, identical. If you've ever had the EVGA packaging, you'll know what I'm talking about. Sorry that this test bench doesn't look that great, and by test bench, I mean I'm using a cardboard box just temporarily until I get the rig. I just wanted to hook it up, see what the memory was like, see everything, and so far, I love this card. If you really think about it, everybody wants non-LHR cards, and like I said, this is basically a 3070. Now guys, make sure that you do not buy the Quadro. If it says Quadro in the name, you're buying the older model, or however you want to say that. It'll be the wrong one. I believe it gets between 30 to 35 mega hash. It's like green, it'll say Quadro in the title. I think even the graphics card itself says Quadro, but if it doesn't look like this one, you need to do more research on the brand that you're buying. I'm not really too sure what brand I have, to be honest with you. It just says NVIDIA on it, and then if you look over on this corner, it'll say RTX A4000. The stereo port and a sync port, I've never used those. You don't need those. All you need is this single 6-pin port right there, and that's quite literally it. I don't know if it works without riser. I've heard or seen different things. I don't know, but I've only been mining with it for 12 hours, so there'll be a lot more testing coming. I'll do the whole benchmark and everything on a different video, but I just wanted to get this out. All right, so let's talk about some of the cons. This bad boy does get hot. Right now, the memory is at 88. I'll show you all the temperatures on the computer in just a minute, but I'm telling you, this one fan, it's on 100%. Everybody that I've seen is running on 100% because that's all it does is one thing. It's so skinny. There's really nothing else in there. It's just that single fan, and then the exhaust is coming out right here. So there's not much to it. You have to make sure, if you're gonna buy this card, that your temperatures are cool. You might want to have a fan. Actually, I wouldn't even say you might. I would say you definitely are going to need fans. That's where the 3070 really shines over this. You don't have to worry about it too much, but with this bad boy, I'm getting 88 on the memory. I did hit 86 sometimes, and once or twice when it was a little bit warmer yesterday, I hit 90 on the memory. I've had no issues with thermal throttling so far, but that being said, who knows what's going to happen when we do get 8 of them together. If you're familiar with Red Panda, he does have a Discord, and I was speaking to Alchemy, who knows a lot more about crypto mining, and he's been using these and running these, and he's getting about 88, 90, somewhere around there in the memory. He said he's had no problems with thermal throttling at all, but I believe he uses a server box. Now, I don't use server boxes. Maybe one day I will if somebody wanted to sponsor me or something, but I can't see myself doing that. But by the way, guys, we just hit 100 subscribers. Appreciate everybody who subscribed. But yeah, once I test out these 8, I'm thinking about buying 80 more. I can buy up to 500. I don't have the money for 500, so I don't see myself buying 500, but I'm thinking about buying 80 to 100 more, but that's all going to depend on temperatures, right? It's going to be a lot harder because they're so thin. I have to give them a lot of spacing. Do I get a larger fan? I'm not really 100% sure. So if you have any experience with this, please let me know about the Alpha 4000. Like I said, I can't find any information on it. I mean, there's a couple videos on YouTube which helped a little bit, but that was really only testing. A lot of the videos are not in English. A lot of the videos, they don't talk at all. It's muted. You got to read some stuff, and I'm not really sure why nobody's talking about this card. Just a disclaimer, guys. This is basically a 3070 non-LHR. However, it is not made for gaming. If you try to game with this, I haven't tried it yet, but I supposedly it doesn't work well or doesn't work at all. I'm not really sure. Again, maybe in a future video we'll get into that stuff, but do not buy this thinking, oh, I'm gonna go game with this. No, absolutely not. This is for working computers, right? Honestly, I don't know who would buy this for their job, but I guess there are people who need it because it has a lot of VRAM in it. So that VRAM is really nice to have in certain situations if your job requires it. All right, so now let's get into T-Rex Miner. We are running on Windows. To be honest with you, I prefer Hive OS a lot more, but I don't know, it's a lot easier to figure out the memory over here. So let's test it out. Let's see how we're doing. So we are currently getting 61.74 mega hash. I can get that to 62, but it's going to get a little warmer. So the actual temperature of the card is 61 degrees Celsius, but the memory is 90. It was 88 when I first started this video, so maybe, I don't know, my computer's making it warmer. I don't know why it would, but it's also getting a little warmer because it's midday. It's noon right now. So 90 degrees Celsius, no problems right now so far. But again, when you start getting this into a rig, when you get it with other ones, I could see that going up a lot, and it could potentially be a big problem. I don't know if you can change the thermal pads, but if you can't, you know, that could be an issue. So really think about that. 125 watts at 61.74 mega hash. For fun, we're on What to Mine. We're going to look that up. 61.74 mega hash. As of October 23, we're making $5.10 just off of that single card. For fun, we'll just see what the 8 will make. So 61.74 times 8 equals 493.92. We're going to call that 494 mega hash. So 494 mega hash. As of today, that's $40.24 per day. So $40.24 times 30. So 1 month, $1,207 per month. The total cost for me was $1,050 times 8. So $8,400. So if I'm making $1,207, 20 cents, give or take, we should make our money back in about 7 months. Please understand that I didn't put in electric because I don't know how much you're possibly paying for electricity, but that's not bad at all, to be honest with you. Depending on how much you're paying for each one of your cards that you get, that's not a bad break-even point, and then your ROI is going to be excellent. I think a lot of people get ROI and break-even confused. So break-even's when you actually like, bam, I'm at zero now, right? Because you start negative and you hit zero. ROI is when you actually start making money, but that's a different video. So far using this card for a little over half of a day, do I recommend this card? Absolutely. I love it, but huge but here, guys, you have to make sure that you can get the temperatures under control. And again, wait for the next video before even considering buying it, because I need to get it inside of a rig. I'll test it for you. I'll be the guinea pig and see if it's worth it. I would hate for you to buy it, build a rig, and then everything starts just going out of control and then it overheats or whatever it does. I'm not really too sure on that. Ambient temperatures really are important, and please get some kind of fan going, because that internal fan does okay, but it's still borderline thermal throttling. Like, it's getting close to it, right? And you don't really want to mess around with that. The temperatures outside are getting much cooler, so you do have that working for you, but just something to consider. If you haven't checked out yesterday's video, you really should. There was a fire on my property. Unfortunately, I'm building a crypto mining farm, and I was trying to get the grass cut, and you'll see there was a fire, but we're starting from day one. That's why we need so many graphics cards. We're building it up. Join me on this journey of building a crypto mining farm from the grass up, like quite literally just a thing of land, some grass. We're building it all the way up. Every single step will be shown. Well, not every, but most of the steps will be shown to mining, and it'll be something fun for all of us, and you can watch me on my journey. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and leaving a thumbs up. Like I said, we just broke 100 subscribers, 112 now. Actually, before yesterday's video, we were under 100. So yeah, 112 subscribers. If you know anything about the RTX Alpha 4000, please leave it in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.